Welcome back to Wager Wars, where Rob and I give you our best 4 NFL picks each week. Super Bowl week! Super Bowl week! Super Bowl week!
Last week in the competition, I went 4-0, which was fantastic. That brought me to $972 of profit on the season, but George last week, he went 1-3. So now he only has $919 of profit on the season. We're both looking pretty good this year. And with my average line being plus 44 and George's being plus 204, someone's taking a lot more risk. But I have a $50 lead in the competition, so it's up to George to be able to beat me this week.
All my picks this week were put in on the also great Caesars Sportsbook. My first pick this week for Wager Wars is going to be over 2.5 people to record a pass in the Super Bowl. Those odds are coming in at plus 170. The reason why I love this pick year in and year out is because it means that a gadget play was installed or a quarterback got hurt. Either way, you are going to experience football played in a different dimension than the standard status quo of, Patrick Mahomes not letting anybody else throw a pass, Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan not getting crafty with it. For this bet to hit, you're going to witness a brand of football that is fun and exciting. Even if Patrick Mahomes or Brock Purdy gets hurt and we get to see Sam Darnold or Blaine Gabbert come in, the storyline writes itself. If either one of those people wins the game, then you're talking about one of the things that we have not seen done in a Super Bowl ever. A $100 bet on this will return you $270. My second bet this week for Wager Wars is going to be Travis Kelce to have the first reception for the Kansas City Chiefs. Those odds are coming in at plus 250 on Caesars Sportsbook. I went back throughout this entire season. The Chiefs always target their tight ends first. 6 out of their 18 games in the regular season, they targeted the tight end first. And in the postseason, they've done it 2 out of the last 3 games. Expect Noah Gray and Travis Kelce to have a big day versus this 49ers defense. But why not instill the fear in them early and get Travis Kelce the ball as often as humanly possible? Travis Kelce, there's a lot of storylines going into this. Some people are thinking this may be his retirement game if they win the Super Bowl. Why not cash out on Travis Kelce's potential exit? Take Travis Kelce to get the first reception. A $100 bet on this will return you $350. My third pick this week for Wager Wars is going to be over 3.5 field goals made. Those odds are coming in at plus 130 on Caesars Sportsbook. I know nobody wants to see a kicking snooze fest. However, both of these teams are teams that have top 10 defenses when it comes to rushing and when it comes to passing. And in a Super Bowl where they had 2 weeks to prepare, I'm expecting both of the defensive sides to come up with a scheme not to allow touchdowns, but possibly just stop them in the red zone. I've seen this throughout the year with the 49ers, that they kind of play a bend don't break defense in which they give their opponents a lot of red zone opportunities. That does not mean that their defense doesn't bow up in the red zone, and that's what I'm hoping for both of these sides. I'm also seeing that both of these coaches are really experienced and they're not going to miss the opportunity to put points on the board in the Super Bowl, which means no Dan Campbell fuckery, okay? They're going to kick the ball on 4th and 2. They're not going to go for it. Enough said. A $100 bet on this will return you $230. And my fourth and final pick for Wager Wars this season, Rob, this is a sad pick for me because this entire year, I've enjoyed doing this show more than any other show that I've done, so I appreciate you greatly. As I go into this fourth pick, it is a motherfucking lock. Noah Gray, over 11.5 receiving yards. Those odds are coming in at minus 120 right now. I kind of alluded to it earlier with my Travis Kelce to get the first reception. If it's not Travis Kelce, have it be Noah Gray for a gain of 15. Noah Gray in this postseason has gone over 10 yards 2 out of the 3 games. And during the regular season, he was a consistent threat for that aching KC receiving core. Noah Gray, although a lot of people don't know his name because he's not fucking a pop star, he's a solid player. And I think over 11.5 yards when a lot of the defensive focus is going to be on Kelce is a lock for the people to close out George's Wager War picks for this season.
All right, guys, and again, to my picks, I actually have Noah Gray as well at over 10.5 receiving yards, but I have it at minus 125 from PointsBet. This pick, matching it with George, same logic. But where my picks get insane here is the fact that I know what color the Gatorade will probably be. I went through 17,000 photos of the 49ers sideline. I watched, alongside with one of my counterparts at Owner's Box, all of the sideline video we had available. I am confident, based on the images that I was able to look at, that I will know approximately what 3 colors the Gatorade might be. Now, the 49ers, they seem to drink a lot of water because there is not a single speck of color on any of the cups they have on the sidelines. However, I was able to look at the coolers they have in the locker room and approximately how many times those bottles ended up on the sideline, because if you have a color of, say, purple on the sideline, that means it's probably not in the jug. We've just gone through this whole thing. It's been a lot of research, hours and hours at work. I am here today to tell you that if George happens to, not have the best luck and I happen to get the Gatorade, I'm going to be the Wager Wars champion for the playoffs. Now, what we're going to look at here, I'm confident that orange is definitely on the sideline. I'm confident that blue is definitely on the sideline. But because of the volume of water I see on the 49ers sideline as well, I'm willing to take clear as well. So I have 3 bets here. So I'm guaranteed to lose 2 of these. And George and I have the same bet effectively for one of the other positions. So if I get the Gatorade color right, I will win Wager Wars. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm very confident it will be orange. I have hedged on the other sides. Because of the way these odds work, I line shopped the Gatorade prop, guys. I look for the best prices. There is swings of maybe 300 points you can take on this because you have to do the research, okay? We are taking blue from BetMGM at plus 480. We are taking orange at plus 500 from Proline in Ontario. And we are taking clear or water, they're the same thing, at plus 1400 from Bet365. Now, I cannot give you a potential return because I have hedged this one, but basically what I need to have happen is I got to get the Gatorade right. I'm telling you guys, 12 maybe more, maybe 15 man hours went into predicting the Gatorade color this year.
Rob, that is why the people tune in and week out, is because we do the work that they wish they can do.
Yeah, this is a bit of a zinger. I honestly started seeing Gatorade bottles just where they weren't in my real life because I looked at so many pictures, but Getty Images has sideline photos. I was zooming in on the spouts of the Gatorade containers on the sideline to see if I could see anything dripping out of it. T-Mac, my counterpart at Owner's Box, watched a lot of the sideline videos. I watched probably about half of those as well. A lot of man hours.
Well, Rob, I was told before the show not to look at your picks, and oftentimes I do get a chance to see Rob's picks, but he wanted my live reaction, and you saw it. I was perplexed. But it's such a long shot that I'm willing to do this for the people. If I feel like my Wager Wars bets aren't panning out the way that I expected them to this week, I will go down to Allegiant Stadium and I will make sure that green or yellow Gatorade is poured on the winning coach. I will go and I will sneak in through Allegiant. I will drop food dye in the Gatorade color thing. And then before you know it, Rob loses. George wins. George won the regular season. George will win the postseason. I'm not a fucking fraud like these President Cup winners in NHL, because I know some of you people watch hockey too, all right? I'm not that. I am him. My potential returns this week are $1,087. Fuck not. 1,033. I fucked up.
A good thing about this week, too, is I didn't like a single thing on this. I was going to go use check over reception yards. I just had to lay off, and I said, you know what, I like that pick, but for what we're doing right now, I had going against you and then going on the same thing made sense. I could have just taken all of your picks because I have a lead and the competition would effectively be over, but I'm not a dick. I went for the Gatorade.
Ladies and gentlemen, that does it. After the Super Bowl, we will be having a recap episode, I would imagine, to talk about our best bets and our worst bets and to give you the winner of the 2024 Wager Wars.